What's up, everybody? Johnny Vegas here. I am live with a special guest, the founder of Israel Lacrosse, Scott Neiss. Scott, how you doing today? And say hello to the viewers.
I'm good. It's nighttime over here in Netanya, but I'm doing great. And I'm excited to be back on your show, Johnny, and I'm excited to say hi to all your viewers.
Well, I had a great time out in Israel covering the FIL World Men's Lacrosse Championships for my company, Total Lacrosse Magazine. I had a really good time with all the access to all the pros, interviews, and everything. What is your view of how the whole thing went? I mean, in my opinion, it was pretty incredible, and I think it really did wonders for the sport of lacrosse in the city of Netanya.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the city responded well to it. I think Israelis responded well to it. I think our country and the city of Netanya really stepped up as far as hosting a massive event, and maybe going in, we had a little bit of a bravado attitude as far as, you know, we want more teams, we want more people to come. I mean, it was a huge event, and it was a massive undertaking, and a lot of people worked really hard to pull it off. But I think your reaction, Johnny, and I think a lot of other people's reaction to Israel, to Netanya, to just kind of like a place on the planet that a lot of people probably wouldn't come to under normal circumstances, and the opportunity to host this event here. I think that's something that's really special and unique, and that was a great opportunity for our country. And I think our country stepped up in delivering a first-class event. But I mean, I was just so excited to see you and to see the thousands of other friends.
Yeah.
You know, and like, you guys are all enjoying Netanya and enjoying the beach and enjoying Israel and looking around. You know, you've been here before, but so many other people haven't. And you know, it's like, hey, this guy's on the Tayela. This guy's you know, hanging out at Scotsman, and that doesn't make any sense. You know, and it's just so cool and so warming to be able to share our country and our culture with so many people from so many different places. To see the pictures, and I mean, Johnny, you were legendary status as far as
thank you.
The exposure that you got and the influence that you had, and I think there's so many cool stories.
Yeah.
That you know, it was memorable in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny when I think about it. I outdid any thought that I could have going into. I outdid myself. I did not realize that I had it in me to do that many interviews and then edit them within a few hours and get them up. I mean, I've definitely impressed myself. It was
great, and the amount of from you and a lot of other folks, the amount of eyeballs that were on our country and on the city of Netanya because of this event. It's something that was off the charts. Yeah, and you know, I got so many comments post-event from city officials. Someone the other night told me that we drank all the beer in the city of Netanya. And, you know, we wear that like a badge of honor. But that honestly, that's our community came, and that's what we do. We come to a city, we're respectful, and we enjoy the city, we enjoy the restaurants, we enjoy the bars, we enjoy the nightlife. But we showed love in the lacrosse community to a new place, and that's really cool.
And the amount of exposure on ESPN and ESPN Plus was pretty incredible too. I mean, every field had commentary and cameras on it, and a lot of people got their money's worth with ESPN Plus content, and it was cool to see some of the newer teams how well they did as well. So like Puerto Rico finishing number 8, I believe, and they were a new team. The Philippines finishing number 10. It was very cool to see that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this was probably the first. Part of it has to do with where the location is, and it's a hard place to get to. A lot of North Americans, the Australians traveled well.
Yeah.
But but in a lot of ways, this was kind of like a made-for-TV championship. I mean, we had small venues, we had a lot of amazing TV exposure, like unprecedented TV exposure. It ended up being 15 games, televised internationally, produced internationally.
Yeah.
17 on Sport 5 in Israel. So all the Team Israel games are on Sport 5. All these other games that were produced for TV were produced worldwide and into 250 million homes. And because the venues were small, we had this amazing atmosphere. All the games on Wingate, the stands were relatively packed.
Yeah.
Field 4 was ridiculous as far as limited seating, and the atmosphere, I think, was really good.
Yeah.
Unique. But we were able to produce all the games on the ESPN friendly networks, and I think it's really cool that Luxembourg was on ESPN Plus, and Colombia was on ESPN Plus, and Peru was on ESPN Plus, and Uganda. All these countries got to, and that's what a world championship should be, right? Like you're playing at the highest level of our sport. It should be covered as such, and we're really proud that we were able to provide that and to give that platform. But I'm really proud of not just, Puerto Rico did really well, obviously. Some of the teams did really well, obviously, but Croatia, like making their debut out of Europe, and they were organized and they were strong, and they did everything the right way, and there's 46 teams. There's like 46 different stories. Luxembourg was another story, and they didn't win a game. But think about this little tiny nation and this little tiny club team that turned on the jets to get here and to compete, because in all likelihood with qualifiers, they're not going to see a world championship anytime soon. But they were here, and they were in the time that they were competing. Peru, like amazing stuff. Like people involved.
Now,
across the board, and I think that it's not about it's not about necessarily the top 10. It's about all 46 teams, and that's what was, I think, really special about this World Championship, and something that we're never going to have again.
Yeah, and I do want to bring up we're going closer to the top teams. We're moving down the list. We just talked about Puerto Rico at number 8. Israel, you guys finished number 7, and you guys did very well. You guys are very close to making it to the semifinals. You guys played in the quarterfinals, and I'm very proud of everything you've accomplished and everybody that works with you and the coaches and the players. There's so many players on that roster that were at that tryout in 2013 with me. It's very cool to see.
Yeah, and I think back to that tryout in 2013, and that was, Jake Silverwick. That was his first experience with us also. And, that's a guy who, in 5 years since that tryout, has moved his life here, learned Hebrew, served as a paratrooper for 18 months in the IDF. And you think about the last 5 years and the commitment that people have made up until today and going forward, and that quarterfinal against Australia, Jonny, that was probably for me personally. Like I couldn't be in the VIP section. I moved to our fan section. And, we have our screaming kids and there's flags waving and everyone's singing and dancing, and that moment made any work that we put into this. That moment was worth it all, and our team didn't let us down. Our team did great, and our team obviously want to win every game we play, but on home soil we're competing with the fourth ranked team in the world, and we're showing strong, and up until the last minute our guys were fighting. It was a moment that I think can and needs to be replicated. That game was on national TV in Israel. It became a national story, and our country's dying to rally behind the Lacrosse team.
Yeah.
And we'll be back, and we'll be back on home soil, whether it's friendlies against England or we'll have that opportunity again. And I think that's a taste of the excitement that's to come with our program.
Yeah, and I also, so moving up, in the list of the top 10. It's very cool to see Iroquois. Their team, their story is just amazing. I mean, you've seen the documentaries that they've made. There's several out there. Spirit Game, Pride of a Nation. There's there's the one on 30 for 30 ESPN did. It's just very cool to see the Thompson brothers and Randy Statz, and there's just so many great players on that team. And Tehoka Nanakok, who's still a college player.
Yeah, they're something special, and they're behind the scenes. A lot of work went into action to get them here, and a lot of sleepless nights for Ainsley Jemison, myself, some other key people to really to fight through some nonsense and get them on the plane and get them here. And the way that they performed with short rest right off an airplane, right off a 12-hour flight against USA, 5 at the half, was pretty cool to watch. But I think more so than that, like, despite all the challenges they had, that they're true ambassadors of the game, and they you see videos online of them, with Uganda and the parking lot outside of one of the hotels. You see, I walk around and I see the Thompson brothers like having lunch with our Israeli kids and interacting with people and taking pictures and scrimmaging teams that are not quite at the level that they are. They're just they take it very seriously that they want to share the game and they want to share their message of spreading the sport and working with their kids. And they didn't have a day off since they got here, but they still toured the country. They still found time to do clinics, for Israeli kids and Arab kids. They did some coexistence clinics, and I think that's part of their message of using the sport to spread peace and to spread medicine and to promote the sport and to use the sport for good. Despite a lot of pressure on them to boycott these games or to use these games as a political tool, I think the message from them is clear: is that the game is the most important thing, and lacrosse is the most important thing, and sport can be used to heal.
Yeah,
that's a really powerful message. I'm proud, I'm honored to be a part of getting them here and getting them to this World Championship and hosting them, because that's something else, and that's I know they always they've got aspirations to win gold medals, and they certainly have the talent and the tools to do it. And they're a dangerous team. Their offense is so fun and incredible to watch, and so creative, and I think winning another bronze and solidifying their spot. Think about it. 2014 was the first time they medaled. 2018 they medaled again, and there's no doubt in anyone's mind that they're a top 3 program in the world. They're the team to beat if you want a medal. It's not Australia anymore. It's Iroquois Nationals, and that's cool. But I think Red Burnham did a great job with them under difficult circumstances. I think he's going to do good things going forward for them also. And with Tehoka as young as he is, and there's always like that next batch of great players coming out of the nation that are going to be strong for years to come. So watch out USA, watch out Canada.
Yeah, and the gold medal game was a very good game. It had a lot of back and forth action, and then the finish was pretty incredible. There are some people talking about the offsides call and some issues with the time and stuff. But truthfully, if there wasn't a second put back on the clock and the time ran out without USA getting that goal, then people would be up in arms about that, because from what I hear, USA did have that second, because I guess the time kept running when the ball went out or something. So, I don't know.
Yeah. It's I think sometimes optics of something like that are unfortunate, and it was for the week we had and for the 170 games that we had, and for how great of a final that was. It's unfortunate that that's what people are talking about, but I get it. I mean, it's tough, and that's sports. Like, that's stuff like that happens in sports, and the one thing I can say is you had the best people on that match. You had the best officials on the field that earned the opportunity, that were evaluated. That you had the best officials on the scores table. You had the best officials, running the clock on the jumbotron. You had the best people in the TV truck. Everyone wants to be on that game. It's a gold medal game. And then, there's some quirks, like with that venue. It's a soccer venue. It's a state-of-the-art venue. But one of the things that we have, when you're at a soccer game in that venue, everyone knows the clock on the jumbo doesn't match the game time. They know the game time's kept downstairs. And we got in front of it. The officials knew, both coaches knew. I think at that point, for the Canadians, it was just, it was probably a straw that broke the camel's back in a lot of ways, and that's why the reaction of that is what it is, because, and in hindsight, people suggested, hey, why don't we turn off the jumbotron clock with a minute left or something like that. But you want to have a good fan experience, and so I mean, there's things in hindsight that we could have probably done better from an optics perspective. But I feel good about our championship, and I feel good about our 170 games, and I feel good about those 80 minutes. And there's human error. Like you could talk about an offsides call, but there was also a call, in the second quarter that could have impacted things. There was a call in the first quarter. There was a call in the, in opening night that could have changed things. And that's part of human error, is part of sports. We're in a position as FIL right now where we don't have instant replay, and we're in a position where we rely on our officials. We rely on the people that we put in the jobs to do their jobs, and nobody's perfect. I think back to things that I've done in the last 2 weeks that I'm like, oh dear God, I could have handled that better. And I don't think that in hindsight it things can flip one way or another over and over and over again. And we've got a gold medalist, we've got a silver medalist, and we've got another chapter in that rivalry. And I'm sure they'll pick it up, and they'll continue fighting, and they'll start preparing for 2022, because that's the next page in that book.
Yeah, and what I've been saying is that just because there was a call or something, it doesn't mean that that USA is going to score. It's like it's like that's time for defense to step up or whatever. That was a very hard play to make the final goal. I mean, Rob had to get it. There's like a second on the clock. He had to get it to Schreiber. Schreiber had to get open first, catch it awkwardly, and put in the goal. And it's not easy.
I mean, that was amazing. Take nothing away from USA. That was an incredible finish, and that was a finish that people are going to remember for a long time.
Yeah.
And you can say hindsight. Like, hey, if that didn't happen, we were in overtime. What would that look like? You could play that game and you could talk about that all day, but that's not how it worked out. And that's sports. That's not unique to lacrosse. That's not unique to international lacrosse. That's sports, and it's a tough pill for the Canadians to swallow. Because they worked really hard, and they went through a lot of adversity just to get here.
They definitely did.
But again, you put everybody had their best that day. I can say that confidently as a tournament director. That our referee chief assigned the best officials. Our director of lacrosse operations assigned the best bench staff. Our television had the best people in the truck. Everybody had their coffees that morning, and there was no foul play. There was no, was there human error in sports? Of course. have it on the player side, you have it on the coach's side, you have it on the official side. It's I don't think it's going to be the story of this championship. I think the story of this championship is going to be, the beach and the smiles and how big this was, and everyone from Luxembourg up to USA enjoying this country and visiting Jerusalem and drinking all the beer in the Tanya. I think that's going to be the story of this championship.
Yeah, just the coming together of nations, and then the fact that the legend Casey Powell was there, and I saw videos of him hanging out with the different nations and having a dance contest and stuff, and it's always good to see Casey. I see him pretty much at every tournament I go to, or every event. But yeah, I mean, he's doing so much good for the sport as well with the World Lacrosse Foundation stuff. They're basically granting wishes.
It's warming to, again, like it's not just the teams, but like you look around and Casey Powell's over there.
Yeah.
And and Paul Rabel's over there. USA, the top of those and everything. It's a huge honor to just have everybody here. But I think about a lot of the groups, Fellowship of Christian Athletes bringing over so many people. Andrew Landgren from our staff recruiting and bringing over 100 sports management interns to help work the event. There are like so many people that are like legendary status in my mind that are working really hard to promote the sport worldwide, and that's really cool. And Casey, I grew up watching Casey Powell play, and it's just neat to have him, in our country playing a Masters tournament and hanging out watching the World Games, and that's I think that we're not going to be the last small country to host this World Championship. I think this opens the door for a lot of other nations that are interested in hosting our biggest stage to be able to do so.
Yeah.
And, that's what international lacrosse looks like. That's what growth looks like, and this one was what a 46 country tournament looks like, and it was cool to see. It was really cool to watch anything.
Yeah, and now, so there's a few events coming up in the next few years. I know there's the qualifiers, and then I know next summer is the World Indoor Lacrosse Championships, which are in Canada as well. What's your timeline in terms of getting Israel ready for that?
It's next September. 2019 is the World Indoor Championships.
Okay.
We finished fourth in 2015, and that was an amazing result for us. I don't think anyone expected us to finish that high, except ourselves. And that's we want to keep raising the bar, and we want to medal, and we want to compete with the big three. So we're starting to prepare for that right away, and I know a lot of other nations are starting to prepare for that. USA just announced their 46-man player pool for the World Indoor Championships. We're going to do the same in a few days, and we've got a couple of events, some smaller, some more informal evaluation tryouts. Jonny Vegas, I want to invite you to Prague, Czech Republic.
Oh, wow.
To play for the non-orbital astronauts from everywhere. September 6th to 8th in the Frank Menschner Cup. That's actually like our first kickoff event. So we're doing that to look at some new players and to decide who we're going to bring into our greater player pool. But we're going to play with Gold Star Tel Aviv. That's been our club team, our club backs team out of Israel.
Yeah.
We're going to play in the Lacrosse All-Stars North American Invitational September 27th, 29th.
Nice,
That's a tournament we're really excited about. USA is putting in 2 teams as part of their trial process. European Nationals are putting in 2 teams as part of their trial process. And I think there's a bunch of other countries that are considering putting in teams. But that event's been growing, and that's an event I'm involved in.
Yeah.
And the facilities are amazing, and the competition level is really high. So that's for us, that's part one. And then do an 8-day training camp in Prague. So we'll cut our roster to about 28 to 30 players, and then we'll do an 8-day training camp in Prague with the E-Box event, which is it's not a tournament; it's more of like a series of exhibition games.
Yeah.
In Prague, and then we'll do the House Rescue Memorial to defend our title in that. And I think we're excited about box lacrosse for Israel. We're the defending European box lacrosse champions.
Yeah.
We want to lead the flag of Europe into the worlds and try to get some blood against one of the top three, and that's attainable. That's within reach. We've got an amazing coaching staff. We've got an amazing core of players, and that's our focus coming off this World Fields is now turning our focus to box, and it's a place we've had a lot of success. If we can get a medal, if we can be one of the big three, we're in the blue division for the first time. We've never been in the blue division before, so that's something we're excited about. But I know Langley, British Columbia. I know they're going to be a great host, and I think everybody's just excited about the event. Everybody's excited to get back on the floor and to start competing again.
Well, I definitely want to take you up on that invite. So after this, just email me some info, and I definitely would love to go to Prague for the Frank Menschner Cup. Frank Menschner was such a great person, great ambassador for the sport of lacrosse, and he was so nice to me. And rest in peace, Frank Menschner, and his legacy lives on forever.
Yeah, and what a class you moved by the Czechs and FCC guys and host the tournament. They have the April tournament, and it's named after one of their own who passed away in a drunk driving accident. And to name a tournament after an American, an American that probably hasn't gotten the recognition that he's deserved in the U.S. because a lot of his work, his efforts in the U.S. box community was kind of like before its time. It was before really box lacrosse has started to pick up in the United States. But I remember Frank from 2007 World Indoors and his role as a practice goalie and just doing whatever he can to help the team, to help Team USA. And he was just like a proud American. He lived for that event every April. You could count on Frank to get in there. You could count on having a beer with him and having a friendly conversation. Yeah. But I think the beautiful part is that like Alex from Progressive, we can celebrate his life every year, and we can celebrate his contributions to the game every year by taking part in this tournament, and that's a neat thing.
Yeah. Well, Scott, I definitely want to thank you for being on the show. We covered a lot of stuff, and I want all of our listeners to, if you didn't see this live, check it out archived. Leave a comment, leave a like, and shout out to my co-host of my podcast, Cross-Checking the World, Larry Mackey. He says, "What's up, Johnny Vegas?" He says, "You rock the house," and my dog rocks the house as well. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm the guy that.
Larry Mackey right now. I don't get to talk to him. Just you, Johnny Vegas.
Yeah, just me today. But man, I just think it's kind of funny that in most of my shows you see these dogs because they get up on my lap, and when you watch this back, you'll see my little black Chihuahua. I'm just calling her because of her fur color. She's to differentiate her from Benny. She gets on my lap all the time, so she's funny. But anyways, I'm Johnny Vegas. Yeah.
I think this epitomizes you. I just sent you the logo for the Prague game. So this comes from we put a team together. It was a collaboration from Brian Whitmer and myself. We put a team together last minute for the memorial in April called the non-Olympic athletes from everywhere.
Yeah.
Because a team dropped out, and we had some extra Israeli players that we wanted to look at from a developmental perspective. Brian had some players. We smacked it together, and the nickname was Neiss. Neiss, N-O-A-S-E, non-Olympic athletes from everywhere.
Yeah.
And it was like a joke based on like Olympic athletes from Russia winning the hockey gold.
Mm-hmm.
But we wanted to take that acronym forward, and that's why we came up with the non-orbital astronauts from Earth. And there's no Israeli team competing in the Frank Mercer Cup, so a lot of our best guys are going to be going and playing for that team.
Nice.
And a lot of Brian's still involved. But I think our plan is to make the Neiss a powerhouse and to compete for the crown at the Frank Mercer Cup.
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
That's the brand and that's the plan, and we're looking for a few more excellent individuals, astronauts, so to speak.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I got my Astros shirt on right now. My Total Lacrosse Astros shirt with Johnny Vegas
That's
on.
That's why I was thinking of you.
Yeah.
I knew you had something prepped already.
Yeah.
We're not stealing your logo, Johnny Vegas. We think you're a good fit.
Ah, cool. Well, thank you very much, and I gladly accept the invitation. I look forward to it. But you got any final words to the viewers, or maybe some of the young fans out there that want to be the next Scott Neiss?
No, I have final words for you, Johnny. I think you pass all the kudos to Casey Powell and to Paul Rabel and the Thompsons. You are legendary, and
thank you.
I look at the press that you produced. I look at the cameos, the eye black thing. With
yeah.
you in the background of ESPN. I just think, as far as loving the game and as far as someone who's working hard and contributing, you're legendary, and I'm personally grateful to you, and I know a lot of people are.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for working so hard for the sport.
Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you very much. I really appreciate your support and everyone's support, and we will have you on again for sure. And everybody check out our show. Leave us a like, leave us a comment. I'm Johnny Vegas. He's Scott Neiss, and we're out of here.